Zoltan. And we are now streaming on Twitch, and I am testing the audio on Twitch to see if and we have audio on Twitch. All right. And Dementia Radio now and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Are you hearing the music now?
Hey. Yes, I am hearing the music now.
Okay, I realized halfway through the intro that I had my Zoom setting on the wrong thing. So hi. Welcome to episode 646 of the Funny Music Podcast. The title of this week's episode is Scream School. Your job is to work that phrase into our conversation somehow, should you be able to. We are here with...
It sounds like
Sounds like what?
It sounds like a reality show on Shudder.
Yes. We are here with Zoltan. Let me make sure I get this right. You said ZK?
That's it.
All right. Welcome to the show, Zoltan.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you on. And we try to keep this quick in the name of the episodes, but I know we're not going to be able to. So let's do this.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
I just heard from the people at DA Games who I just made that animatic for. By the way, did you watch that animatic?
No,
the
I
Let's
did not.
Play thing?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Sorry, I never had a chance to.
There's at least one joke in there that I know you'll appreciate that I added.
Okay.
So anyway, they really were happy with the work I did, and basically the thing I was hoping was going to happen, I basically confirmed with them will happen, is that they're basically going to be hiring me to make about one of those a month.
Awesome.
So
excellent.
The money out. I mean, besides it being like a fun thing, they're paying me a decent chunk of money for each of these that only take me like maybe 2 to 3 days tops to knock out, and I typically have that much spare time, in a week, or 1 week out of the month. So that'll help me, get the rent and bills paid, as well as my my new roommate who will be moving in later this week. She's already sent her share of the November rent, and that got paid, so that's good. And this literally just happened within the past hour. I found out that, I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago, I was getting these kind of private art lessons from a guy named Rich Ahrens, who used to be, for those of you who don't know, he was one of the main people behind Tiny Toon Adventures and Animaniacs and Freakazoid way back in the day, and he's been working in the animation industry for decades, so he's kind of a legend. So he's starting a 6-week course specifically about storyboarding and kind of more aimed at the kind of funny cartoon storyboarding that those type of shows are known for doing. It's called I'm spacing on the name now. I think it's The Art of the Short Cartoon is the name of the class, and he's has information about it up at richahrens.com. That's RICHARONS.com, and basically he's offering this course to people, and he wants me to be part of the course as one of the students. So he also was asking if I could help in promoting it. So I literally just whipped together he has a YouTube video up that I just posted all over my social media. So if you want to check out that YouTube video of him explaining what the class is, just go find my social media, and it was just put up there. But I took the audio from that and I gave it an intro And then I stuck Kyle's cover of the Freakazoid theme at the end of it, and I sent it off to Alan at Otaku Generation Podcast, who hosts the Kyle and Luke Talk About Toon podcast, and basically said, hey, Alan, could you please throw this up on the feed as quickly as possible? Because Rich is trying to see if he can get some more people, signed up for the course, by this Saturday morning when the course starts. So, so that's cool. I'm really happy about that. I'm touched that he was, reached out to me, wanted to help me out. Because earlier today I also updated my resume and my portfolio website, and maybe me posting about that is what made him, notice and be like, oh yeah, I should reach out to Luke. So super nice of him. Anyway, so did you do anything cool this past week, Devo? Huh? Did you?
I did. I went to Philadelphia to see Weird, the Al Yankovic story, which was amazing. And in fact, right before we went on the air, Tony Goldmark posted a review of it on his Escape from Walt Disney podcast as a special mini-sode, and it's completely spoiler-free. It's about 10 minutes long, and it's probably it's a much better review of the movie than I could ever give. Very well thought out, very informative, and just very well done. And but the movie is great. I literally haven't laughed that hard at a movie in many, many years. It's like I was starting to think that like Hollywood forgot how to do comedies entirely, and it's like at least we still have Al, thank God. But yeah, it is so funny. And what was cool is this was playing at the Philadelphia Film Festival, so I drove down to Philly, and Al was there. So the guy from the festival came out and, said a few words, and then he goes, and here's someone else who wants to talk to you. And then Al walks out on stage and introduced the movie. He basically said this was the most critically acclaimed film in the entire Harry Potter universe. So
nice.
Yeah. And then he walked off stage, and we watched the movie, and I was wondering if he was going to come on afterwards to do a Q&A, and he didn't. But then they kind of, rushed everybody out of the theater because I think there was another showing of something else afterwards. I ran into Dave and Ethan from the 2000-inch Weird Al podcast. Hung out with them for a bit, got a couple photos taken, and good time was had by all. That movie is it's a mind fuck. It's wild.
Yeah, it's like when I saw it again with Tony and a whole bunch of other friends, because Tony he basically bought out a whole row of the theater for the showing at the New Art. And after the movie was over, we were all just standing out in front of the theater, kind of in a circle, just talking about the movie and, blah, blah, blah. And eventually the director, Eric Appel, came out because, he was there and did a Q&A. And he just kind of hung out with us for 5 or 10 minutes and just, talked, and we asked him some questions. So I don't want to say too much of what he said because some of it involves, would be spoiling jokes for those who haven't seen the movie yet. But he did say that there were a whole lot of other things they filmed that were funny, but they were kind of more along the lines of a, Zucker Brothers Airplane Naked Gun kind of humor. And that, basically, because they're specifically trying to do the genre of, rock star biopics, and that, there's it's important for them to establish a certain tone for this, for this story to work. And then suddenly throwing in a bunch of jokes that would kind of screw up the tone, would kind of, screw up the movie potentially.
Yeah.
But he was basically saying hopefully maybe someday if we, after the movie's been out a while, people can start a hashtag, release the Yankovic cut and just have a movie that's 20 minutes longer with all this other weird stuff added. So, but yeah, that movie is, and there's it's supposedly dropping at midnight tonight, but we're not sure if that means midnight Eastern, midnight Pacific.
No, it's midnight in each time zone. It's midnight in each time zone. So wherever you live your time zone, it's midnight.
But how is that possible with the internet? How are they regulating over the internet?
Well, I mean, you can geolocate based on your IP address. So if you can spoof your IP address into somewhere where it's already after midnight, you can watch it now.
I just, generally speaking, most of the streaming services do it at midnight Pacific time. So I don't know, whatever.
Well, it'll be Pacific for you regardless. So
yeah, I told Stephanie that whenever, I know she's working a loadout tonight, but whenever she gets home and watches it, that if she wants me to be on the phone with her while she watches it for the first time, that I'll be willing to stay up and do that. Just so that she's not watching it, thoroughly alone. But
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, super psyched about all that.
Yeah.
Anything else happened this week?
The other thing I did this week, well, we did Halloween, and for the first time, my kids did not go out trick-or-treating. So that was weird, but gave out candy to the rest of the, the little rapscallions in the neighborhood. The other thing I did is I had, and there's a reason I'm bringing this up, I had a consultation with a doctor for a colonoscopy because I'm pushing 50, time to get that done. So the nurse is going over, the bowel prep I'm going to have to do, and she's like, yeah, we're going to get you a prescription for Plenview, and you're going to have to do this. And I'm like, Plenview? And she's like, yeah, it's a bowel prep. I'm like, I know what Plenview is. I worked on the website. She goes, what? I'm like, yeah, I work for a marketing company that does, pharmaceutical stuff. I programmed the Plenview website. So she then, she's going over the bowel prep stuff, and she hands me a printout, and she's like, well, here's where you need to do this, that. And she printed out the website that I programmed and was explaining it to me. I'm like, nice. Okay. I'm like, I know this. I programmed this. Like, this is me. So that was fun. All right. So, Zoltan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's great you can be here.
I just got my colonoscopy 2 weeks ago. So
all right. Did they give you Plenview?
I'm right there with you. I forget what it was, but it wasn't all that nice.
No, yeah, I'm sure it wasn't pleasant. So,
but I'm sure the website is great.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of work. So since this is your first time on the show, give us a quick introduction: who you are, where you're from, what you do, all that good stuff.
I'm Zoltan. Play with the band called Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers. I live in New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I do a bunch of different stuff. I do music, I teach a little bit, and I dig holes in the ground for money also. And yeah, that's about it, but mainly music.
Cool. What type of music how would you describe your music?
Very eclectic. We do everything from kind of like old timey, swingy, circusy music to like acoustic death metal.
Okay, you've piqued my interest now.
Yeah.
I do enjoy.
You have to go to.
I love me some death metal. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you're doing with that.
Yeah.
So give us a quick introduction to this song, and we'll play the video for it, and then we'll give it a listen, and then we'll interview you.
So this the song is called Rasputin's Dick, and some of you may know the history. It's about the very famous penis of the Russian legend Rasputin. And actually the song's got kind of an interesting story. We were playing a show with Guy, one of the singer-songwriter guitar guys, and we were playing together, and he had brought this whole crowd into this place. And we were out on tour, so not even our crowd. But at any rate, this crowd was a little too mellow for me, and I had a song that would disgust and outrage everybody there. But I didn't have something specific like that. But I really wanted to do that. So that night, the idea came for it. And then I fermented the idea, and then out came the song.
All right,
And
here is.
That's about it. Then we made the video. I made a large paper mache sculpture.
That's what that is. Okay.
Myself. Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, here is Rasputin's Dick by Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers.
Once a time there was a man in St. Petersburg. He had big feet, he had big hands, and a big, big beard. This was all good, but there was one thing the ladies want from he. They scream and shout when it comes out. They all want to see. Rasputin's dick, big as a brick. All the Russian ladies want a piece of it. Rasputin's dick, 3 inches thick. All the Russian ladies want a piece of it. Rasputin's dick. Lie, lie, la 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 lie, lie, la 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 lie, lie, la 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 lie, 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 la 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 lie, lie, la 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 lie, lie, la 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 lie, 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 la 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 lie, lie, la 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 lie, la lie, la la lie, 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 la 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 lie, lie, la 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 lie, la lie, la la lie. So he whips it out, it goes round and round. They all watch in awe. It hangs all the way to the ground. It cannot be stopped. No one makes a sound, they're hypnotized. They just sit and stare. There's nothing that could please them more than to see it there. Rasputin's dick, 3 inches thick. All the Russian ladies want a piece of it. Rasputin's dick, big as a brick. All the Russian ladies want a piece of it. Rasputin's dick. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Rasputin's dick, 3 inches thick. Rasputin's dick, big as a brick.
I love the music on this song. I don't think we have anything like it on the FuMP otherwise. I mean, it's a very cool sound.
Thanks.
I've noticed your beard appears to have gotten longer since you shot the video.
That's right.
How long ago did you make the video?
It was right around springtime, I think.
Okay.
Well, maybe early spring.
Okay, so you got a few months on it.
Yeah, it grows fast.
So, how much of this song is like truth? How much is legend, and how much is comedy? I did no research. Okay.
Right next time.
Because after I first heard this song, I actually looked it up, and like supposedly his dick is in a museum somewhere or something like that.
Right. So they got it in a pickle jar, sitting in some kind of vinegary fluid, kind of like a giant pickle, and you see the pictures, and it's this massive, kind of weird shaped thing.
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's kind of I've seen that picture, and that's what I kind of based everything off of. I did no further research other than kind of what had seeped in naturally into my head. So it's mostly made up. It was mostly made up, yes.
Okay, that's fair enough. You don't happen to watch Doctor Who, do you?
I'm not familiar. No.
Okay. The most recent episode of Doctor Who, like one of the longtime bad guys who's known as the Master, pretended to be Rasputin. He traveled back in time and was Rasputin in the episode that just aired last week. So we got this song on the FuMP, and then the Master as Rasputin on Doctor Who. And I'm watching the episode going, they're not going to mention his dick at all in this show.
Yeah.
But they also busted out that like old 70s disco song about Rasputin in the episode.
Yes.
I know that one.
Was that an influence for you at all? Rasputin. Yeah. Was that an influence at all for your song or the music?
It was actually a really popular song when I was growing up in Eastern Europe. And so yeah, I think that was kind of part of it. Having that influence growing up. A song about Rasputin was right on track.
So you've known about Rasputin since you were a kid.
Going in a little more detailed, little nastier direction.
Yeah, but you've had Rasputin on the mind since you were a little kid, basically.
Yeah.
That's neat. So do you do only comedy songs, or do you do some serious work as well?
Most of my original music, most of our albums are kind of comedic stuff. There's some other, we do some instrumentals. Then I do, when I play guitar at a restaurant too, and that's not what people want to hear. So I also do a lot of instrumental music, but most of the original stuff is going to be that along the lines of the comedy music. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm never sure with some of the bands that come through here, because sometimes it's like, oh, we had this one idea for a funny song, and here it is, and everything else they do is sad and depressing. But
no, we have lots, and some are like kind of bit risque. Like we get funny looks. We have a Peeping Tom song and a song about getting naked, and some stuff that questionable with some audiences for sure.
Yeah, the risque stuff is great too.
Enjoy.
Yeah. I love that stuff too. So, you said you were on tour. You guys play out a lot?
I wouldn't say a lot, but we do, like in the summer we go. So we're based in New Mexico, and we usually tour around in Colorado. Sometimes in Texas, we get up to Wyoming. So kind of like more regional tours we do. maybe three or four every summer or so, and then whenever the local show comes up, we'll play locally.
Is there do you guys have a good following? Because I don't know of like this type of, I don't know how to describe it other than like Eastern European music. Like I don't know how big of a following it would have in the U.S.
Not really that big. We sometimes we get lucky and we get big crowds when we go out of town, just because people get interested. They may not know who we are, but they're interested, and we might get a big crowd, we might not. It's hit and miss. I certainly wouldn't say we're mainstream or popular in any of that, really.
Yeah, but I was just wondering like how you were able to get an actual tour going, because I know if I booked a tour around the Northeast, I'd have 2 people show up for 7 shows, and it would just not work at all.
Right. So some nights are like that. It depends. We basically, sometimes we show up to these city-sponsored festivals and there's 1,000 people, and sometimes we do the thing where we show up and there's 2 people in the audience. It's just one night to the next.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with our following. Like it has more to do with just, hey, this band is playing at this park tonight. Let's go see them. We don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people will just show up. And it's weird, but it's not the kind of thing where people come to see us because they know who we are and they show up for that.
And you bring the tuba with you when the guy plays the tuba on stage?
We usually have the tuba with us, and then usually the drums too. But when we're kind of we have a low budget setup too, where it's just the tuba, myself, and then I play like a foot drum. So it's a little more budget friendly, and we can fit it all in the car. We don't need a big SUV to do it.
Well, that wasn't a big drum set that guy was playing in the video. It was basically just a bass and snare.
Yeah, I mean, normally we just sit. We fit in the drummer's SUV, and he just drives like a Toyota something or other. We can fit everything in there with the PA and even.
Oh wow! Okay.
But if not, then we actually tour in a Prius when it's the 2 of us. We can fit the 2 of us and all our equipment in the Prius.
Yeah, that's what I drive too, and I fit all my stuff and all my equipment, all my merchandise, everything in the back of the Prius.
Yep.
It's amazing what you can fit in those cars.
It is.
So do you guys have any albums out?
So yeah, we do. So we just released. Let me see if I can grab one. Grab the album. I'm in this is kind of my man cave. So I have all my stuff down here. Okay, albums. So here's our latest one. This one's got Rasputin's dick. It's called After Dark. Ah, there it is. After Dark. It's got a few other songs on there. Ah, there it is. And then
nice.
One before that, Mad as a Hatter. This one's got hits like I Like the Way You Smell Today, Dreaming of Lemurs, Nude Anthem, and some others. And then, this is the wrong one. There's another one we've got here, the Songs of Spring. This one's got a bunch of crazy songs on it. This one's got Old Fashioned Peeping Tom. That's one of the hits. About peeping toms.
Excellent.
Which I'm not advocating for that. But that's what the song's about. So yeah, these are our 3 albums for sale. You can Google, if you Google us. The camera's confusing. If you Google us, you can find our website and then go there and even buy them.
And
If you're so
Zoltan
inclined.
and the Fortune Tellers. So, yeah, very cool. Well, it's great to have you on the show. Where can people go to find your stuff?
They can go. The best way to find us. I'm kind of. I hesitate to pay for a website address, so just Google us, and our website will come up because it's too long otherwise to spell out. But if you Google us, I promise our website will come up usually as one of the top entries, and you go there, and then from there you can pretty much find anything you need to. Or, you can search us on YouTube. We have some videos up there.
So you're usually one of the top
whatever
entries when people search for Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers. Who else is coming up?
Hey, you'd be surprised. Yeah, so there's a bunch about the fortune-telling machines, the Zoltan machines.
Oh, okay.
Those will come up, too.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of competition going on there, but you can. I think our website is usually like first to come up.
Do you have one of those machines at your shows? Because you totally should.
I totally should. we do not
Figure out a way to get one of those machines to your show that people can use it to buy your album. Like they put in money and like the fortune teller hands the album to the person. That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. It'd be a heavy thing to lug around.
It would, yeah.
Like a automated CD machine, but it's a great idea. I think maybe make one out of cardboard.
Yeah, there you go.
And then fold it up, unfold.
You think like I do. Keep like I have all these grand ideas, and I'm like, okay, how can I make this small, light, and portable?
When all else fails, you can always go to paper mache.
Right. Paper mache saves the day. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to move on to news and the other song of the week. Are you sticking around or are you going to take off?
I'm going to go check on the kids.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see. But if you don't see me again, then thanks so much for having me, Devo.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
All right. Yeah.
See ya.
Care. See ya. Nice to meet you, Luke.
Is the FuMP.
Although I'm not a dinosaur, a Bigfoot, or a unicorn that makes him kind of so.
Got the birth rates, temple dates, eagle gates, golden plates, Latter-day Saints, and 70s honeybees, Deseret Industries, Latter-day Saints.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Don't know a lot, but if you'd be my girl, baby, I'll hold your hair while you hurl. Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, Weird, the Al Yankovic story premieres tomorrow on the Roku channel. Any smart TV should be able to get the Roku channel if you don't have it already, or you can watch it for free at Roku.com. This is a parody biopic of Weird Al Yankovic starring Daniel Radcliffe as Al. Al himself plays the Scotti Brothers executive, and it's awesome all around. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I still got you muted. Okay, go say that again.
Rainn Wilson as Dr. Demento.
Yes.
And
go ahead.
I don't know if it happened yet. It may have the New York City premiere of the movie.
That was last night.
I know. Oh, okay, yeah. So Dr. D flew out for that, and I know that Daniel Radcliffe was there, and I'm pretty sure Rainn Wilson was there too. So I'm really interested to see pictures from that, or hear Dr. D talk about it on the next episode of his show. So
I think Al posted a couple of pictures from that on his Instagram, I believe. The woman who plays Madonna was there as well.
Oh, cool.
And
Rachel Wood.
Yeah, and I am really curious to see what the real Madonna's reaction is going to be to her portrayal in this film, because
me too.
Man, so good.
I mean, it's like it's such a obvious parody, like both the whole film and her portrayal of Madonna, the way they wrote her. It's like it's really super obviously not meant to be representative of the real Madonna,
right?
So, I don't think Madonna's going to sue, but if she was, there's no way it'd be able to be taken seriously in court, of given various things that happen in the film that we're not going to tell people about yet.
I actually saw an interview where Al, because I was wondering like if Al had to get Madonna's permission or anything, and according to the interview, Al said the lawyers for the movie said he did not need Madonna's permission to put her in the movie, so he just deferred to the lawyers, and he's hoping Madonna can take a joke. So we'll see what happens.
I'd like to think. I mean, it's like, think of the stuff she did on like Saturday Night Live with the Wayne's World guys. It's I think she has a sense of humor.
And Like a Surgeon was her idea, so
yeah.
That's not a spoiler. That actually happened.
Yeah, that's real life information, people.
All right. Whitney Avalon has released a new video. This is a sequel to WTF 2020 called WTF 2020s. It is available on her channel on YouTube.
And it features Thomas Lennon.
It does. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name.
Who also appears in Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Who does he play? I forgot.
The accordion salesman.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Some Richard Cheese news. First, he has updated his website at richardcheese.com, where he says, see our complete discography, tour history, bios, press pics, vintage posters, facts, and lots more. And he is putting together a book, and he is looking for photos from the audience. He says, in 2023, I'll be publishing my new book, Grateful, 23 Years of Richard Cheese and Lounge Against the Machine, and I need your photos in the book. If you have a great photo of me performing live on stage, posing with you after the show, or breaking into your wine cellar, please email them to me. For more information about the book, you can go to grateful.richardcheese.com. And tomorrow is Bandcamp Friday, where all of the money you give to Bandcamp goes directly to the artist. So tomorrow is a great day to support your favorite comedy artist on Bandcamp. All right, you got anything else before tour dates?
Nope.
All right. Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goodie hosting at the Bluebird. Thursdays online, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. Also Thursdays online, Steve Goodie and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. On the 4th in Oakland, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 4th online, Carla Ulbrich. On the 5th in Chicago, Illinois, Jake Dewar. On the 5th in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Nuclear Bubble Wrap. On the 9th in Walnut Creek, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 10th in Asbury Park, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. On the 12th in Houston, Texas, the Consortium of Genius. And on the 12th in Asbury Park, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. And birthdays tomorrow, November 4th, is Steve Goodie's birthday. Happy birthday, Steve. And also Saturday the 5th is my father's birthday. Happy birthday, Old Spice. All right, second song of the week is a song by 2D6 with a title that makes no sense. Surprise! This is called Get Out of My Head and Into My Southwest Flavor and features me.
If you got back pain that you can't explain, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If your shoulders hurt, even though you're inert, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you got a headache every day that you wake, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you know you feel wrong cause you live so long, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. Wake up, pain, sitting, pain, standing, day's a horror when your kick count is ascending. Aging is inevitable, time is never bending. Knowing if it's snowing just by feeling your arthritis. Excuse me, thought that growing up was somehow just the lightest. Never thought I'd bite us in the butt and look what happened. Every morning moving, getting going is retracted. Aging has impacted my enjoyment of existence. Collateral damage of adulting has insisted. Stop your resistance, don't fight your mortality. Don't go to the doctor for yet another malady. Every doctor visit is an impact to your currency. Every bathroom trip is an immediate emergency. Any little slip can shatter hips and that's a certainty. Wimble just a bit and then you know that shit is certain. If you got back pain that you can't explain, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If your shoulders hurt even though you're inert, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you got a headache every day that you wake, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you know you feel wrong cause you live so long, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. As a child I was blessed with Pepsi, metabolism burning cake, cows and pyrexia. I was thin and dexterous, flexing on cachexia, but then my gut forgot like some bodily dementia. It wasn't just the tongue that grew too much, so did the blemishes upon my butt, and my nose just jumps at a strange angle. Can't get the few hairs I got left untangled, and some shit dangles when it should be stiff. And should it smell like this? And can you take a whiff? And can you take a sniff? And should I get a lift in my face where I'm starting to look like Cliff? And I think the drift in my eyes is getting serious. Left one is lazy, right one's imperious. My body's trial's over, so many warnings. Feels like wind raw on the 41st morning. If you got back pain that you can't explain, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If your shoulders hurt even though you're inert, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you got a headache every day when you wake, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you know you feel wrong cause you live so long, say hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It isn't very gangster, but this is how it goes. Cause I have to wear my glasses at the end of my nose. In the end, I suppose I still look like a pimp, as the pain that I've developed caused a badass limp. And I can tell you it is gonna rain. How I know is the pressure in my head and the pain in my toe. Nothing doesn't hurt, hurts to breathe and to think and to walk and to sit and to poop and to blink. I've hurt myself skiing and with common housekeeping, but now if I'm not careful I'ma hurt myself sleeping. And I am never going to retire. Why? Cause after 2 months I just have to die. For all my homies who have passed on SAP, sent for out a 40 ounce of Metamucil in the streets. The prophecy's fulfilled as it was foretold. Damn, it sucks to get old.
If you got back pain that you can't explain, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If your shoulders hurt even though you're inert, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you got a headache every day that you wake, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you know you feel wrong cause you live so long, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you got back pain that you can't explain, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If your shoulders hurt even though you're inert, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you got a headache every day when you wake, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you know you feel wrong cause you live so long, say hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I think I literally hurt myself when I was singing that.
So, first of all, I asked 2D6 to post this song so I can keep my streak alive. So I am now still represented on every FuMP album since the beginning in some way, shape, or form. And this was the song that we mentioned the last time they were on that I don't remember doing with them. We did it last year at some point, and I backed their Kickstarter, and then months later the CD showed up in my mailbox, and I opened it, and I'm reviewing the track list, and then track 12 says featuring Devo Spice, and I went, what? And then I listened to it, and I'm like, the beat sounds vaguely familiar. I didn't recognize any of their verses, and then I got to my verse, and I'm like, that's definitely my voice. I don't remember these lyrics at all. So I don't know what happened with this song. I went back and looked, and we had a whole email exchange about it. So, I mean, it happened, but I don't know what happened. It must have been one of those things where I just did it really quick while I was in the middle of a whole bunch of other things and just forgot about it after that. Because it was so weird hearing a song with me on it that I didn't remember doing at all. So it was neat.
I've had that happen to me, just, making plans or whatever, or saying like, oh yeah, I'll do a thing. And then like just completely thoroughly forgetting about it.
Yeah. Getting old sucks. As it says.
And I really loved how you threw in the "damn it sucks to get old" in there. That was
I had to.
Nice
I just
callback.
All right, so yeah, I wasn't able to schedule anything with 2D6. Saker is a school teacher, and tonight is back to school night. He apparently teaches at a Scream school, so. All right. Let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
All right. Hamner Hack wrote, this is a comment from last week's episode that came in late. I sincerely hope if Lauren ever sings Outrage Fatigue at FuMPFest, you can get a bunch of guys in German uniforms to accompany her. I think you might be confusing Blazing Saddles and To Be or Not to Be. But
well, when during that part where it speeds up and it's like she's tired, sick and tired of, like the guys who come in are basically dressed as like German soldiers from like the 1910s.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, all right, makes sense. And Hamner Hack also says, "Hey Devo, have you seen The Nightmare Ends on Halloween? It's a shorter fan movie where Freddy meets up with Michael Myers, among others." And then he gives the link to it. Also, have you heard of Camp Counselor Jason? It's a webtoon comic about a world where Jason didn't drown as a kid and grew up to be the best counselor at Camp Crystal Lake. And then there's a link to that as well. I'm not familiar with either of these things, but I'm definitely going to check them both out because they sound awesome. So thank you for that. And Alvarant wrote, "Is there anything special planned for number 650? No. But there is a FuMP artist working on a new song with the intentions of posting it during the week where we will have episode 666. So there are special plans for 666. And
For who could ever learn to love a beast?
Father Beast wrote, "The cool thing about listening to the FuMPcast is that Luke keeps me updated about the Star Trek series coming up without me having to figure it out how to do it myself." Thank you, Father Beast.
It's one of many services I provide.
All right, that is it for feedback. Let's do
teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job. Yeah.
Tomorrow's song is by Joe J. Thomas.
Woohoo!
And Tuesday's song is by a new artist, so you're going to have to wait and find out about that.
Devo, I just wanted to mention that one of the songs currently in the listening queue for voting on is by somebody who's a fellow driver out at Ease, who I got talking to about comedy music, and he apparently he wrote a book and then he wrote a bunch of songs to go with the book, and some of them are very specific to the book and wouldn't make sense to people who haven't read it, but some other ones were okay for the general public. So that's one of the songs currently in the queue. The last time I checked, I was the only one who had listened to and voted on it. So
yeah, usually I'm the only one who listens to and votes on it. So now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go through the queue.
Yeah, I think the song has the word mannequin in the title, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
So anyway, just wanted to mention that.
All right. Zoltan, are you still with us? You're still on the call, supposedly. Maybe not. All right. I need a topic for next week's show, for next week's Spotify playlist.
How about Slavic type songs like Rasputin's Dick? And
well, I know Rasputin's Dick would be on Spotify just from his album. I don't know many others.
Start Wearing Purple by Gypsy Punks. Yeah, I guess that's too obscure of a thing.
I mean, somebody who knows that music better might be able to give us a full list, but I don't. I do have kids songs on my list from the suggestions that. Who made those suggestions last week? I'm sorry, I forgot to write down who made the suggestions last week. I could do kids songs.
Okay,
let's do kids songs. I will find some kids songs. It might have been Alvarant. I don't remember. All right. 2D6 is at 2d6music.com. Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers, you got to Google him. He doesn't have a custom URL. But you will find him easily, because either that or you'll find one of those big machines. Either way, you win. All right. Let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And Zoltan is here.
And I'm going to go to Scream School. Ah!
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of FIDEM Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Everybody, stupid dummy.